What's up guys, it's me Eric B and welcome back to the channel. And in this video we are doing a first ride on this 2020 Aprilia Tuono V4 factory. And this thing looks just like an RS-V4 without the front fairing and the clip-ons and everything, because you got the raised up handlebars and all that good stuff. But this freaking honking stock can would have to go if this was my bike. It just throws the way that it looks off on the side and everything. I think if you throw a SC project on this thing, not only would it look good, but it would sound freaking amazing. And in my opinion, next to an R1, the Aprilia, the V4s, man, they sound like the best out of all the leader bikes, in my opinion. So, but yeah, you got the standard Aprilia color here. I see a lot of these black or dark gray color schemes with the red and everything on it. And yeah, guys, so what we're gonna do, go ahead and get this bad boy out on the road, talk about it a little bit. Before we do that, as always, let's cut to the B-roll. All right, you know we got to give you that cold start. Get this bad boy going here. Not too bad for stock. A little quiet. There's another one over here. We have the street model. It has a SC project on it, and oh my gosh, that thing sounds so good. Oh yeah. All right, get the Insta360 going here. Let's get it. Take my usual route, R7. Oh yeah. All right, man, I always like to see how bikes are as soon as I leave the parking lot for the first time. And all these bikes, like I said, this is our first ride, so I've never been on these bikes before, and they're always interesting. So starting off, we do get a quick shifter with an auto blip on this bike, and it's actually quite smooth compared to the Ducati Monster. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as smooth as this one. Brakes feel pretty nice so far. It does have the nice Brembo brakes on it and everything. Throttle on this bike isn't too crazy as well. Like bikes like my KTM, even my Ducati Panigale 1199, once you start off in first gear, you gotta feather it a little bit, you know, especially if you're in traffic, because it just wants to go. This is actually pretty smooth. Even the ride, everything so far within the first couple minutes of me being on this bike is really smooth. Now, I hear that the Tuono is a well sought after naked bike. It's pretty popular, competes directly with bikes like the Ducati Street Fighter, the Yamaha MT10, the KTM Duke 1290, bikes like that. Man, this stock exhaust sounds really good, believe it or not. I don't know how well it's coming across on the camera, but I've heard some of these with an aftermarket exhaust, and they just sound so freaking good, especially with an SC project, man. Cannot go wrong with that. All right, so the ergos on this bike feel really good. I am super comfortable. Nice upright position. And it's one of those bikes, man, it's like having an RS-V4, but you're in a more comfortable position because of the handlebars, because of the seating, things of that nature. Yeah, it feels really good. Not bad. Oh, the auto blip. Nice. Now, this bike is also hard to get into neutral. I've had the same issues with the BMW and my RS660. It's always a pain in the butt for whatever reason. Woo. She definitely has some pep in her step, baby. I feel the front end wanting to come up, so you really got to lean forward on this thing. And as you can see, there's not a lot of wind protection or anything on this bike. And with most nakeds, you can always get an aftermarket windscreen to kind of block out some of that wind and stuff like that. But as I always say, that's to be expected when you're riding a naked. And like I said, man, everything feels nice on this bike. The pegs aren't too bad. Feels just like set up just like it would be if you were on an actual sport bike. Yeah, I'm digging it, man. This is, like I said, it's my first time being on one of these. And looking at the dash, I do not see a fuel gauge. Now, this might be a setting that you can change the menu and everything, because right now it's set up to have the lean angle on here and everything, so you can definitely see that. I do see where, you know, you can change the power modes and everything, and once again you can adjust everything individually, just like on my RS660. I can go in and change the different power modes and individually change things like the traction control, wheelie control, and stuff like that. So Aprilia always has a beautiful display. I really like the way that these look. And then you can also have the option to add a it's like a multimedia type function on here. I think you need a specific module that's like an additional accessory, and that way you can have like your music, your phone, possibly even navigation and stuff like that come up on the screen. So that's a pretty cool feature. Alright, so when we're talking power numbers, this thing is putting out 175 horsepower with about 89 pound-feet of torque. So she is no slouch. It is a bit heavy, it's about 460 pounds. Yeah, we're not gonna go too far with this bike just because I did not check to see how much gas was in this thing prior to leaving. And if you guys have seen my last first ride video that I did on a RSV4 RF, I completely ran out of gas while I was in South Korea in the middle of nowhere. And the battery was dead. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. It just died on me. What? No. Are you serious? Oh, what in the world, man? Don't do this to me right now. No! So that was a freaking circus show. Oh man, that was crazy. But yeah, man, this thing is nice. Like, it's got some freaking get up and go. Goodness. Oh yeah. 29, 30 degrees lean angle. Okay, now I see why people like this bike. All right, so like I said, ergonomics, very comfortable bike. Talked about the power. This thing has it. As far as the looks goes, like I said, I like the look of sport bikes, but there are a lot of nakeds that look really good. Aprilia makes a nice looking naked bike. And the only just small things, like I said, the stock can on here doesn't really look all that awesome. I think they could do something a little bit different with the front end here, like maybe do something different with the windscreen or something like that. But all in all, man, it looks pretty good. All right, so for suspension, you get Öhlins on this bike, and you do get the Öhlins electronic suspension. So that's a nice little upgrade, and you can adjust that in the menu with your settings and stuff like that. Even on like Ducati and things like that, you can go in and adjust the settings on the suspension individually. You do get Brembo brakes, you get Brembo master cylinder and all that stuff. And most of your Italian bikes and German bikes, you're gonna get, you know, high quality suspension and brakes. Now, this bike doesn't have a hydraulic clutch. This one has a cable clutch, and most of your, you know, bikes that I've ridden, like Ducatis and KTMs and stuff like that, they all had hydraulic clutches. So now this bike doesn't have the mirrors on it. If you did have them, they would be right here, and they would kind of stick up like little antennas. But me personally, I prefer bar end mirrors on naked bikes. I think they look way better. And yeah, guys, very nice setup here. I don't know, guys, if you had to choose between having something like this or a Street Fighter or a KTM Duke 1290, what would you choose? I just want to know everyone's opinion. I will say though that this is the best sounding 4-cylinder liter bike in my opinion. Everyone's gonna be like, no, the R1 sounds good. It does sound good, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm telling you, man, the Aprilia with a freaking exhaust on it, they sound so mean. All right, guys, so stopped real quick. Want to give you guys another look at the bike while I'm off of it. This thing from the side, man, it looks really good. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so I was wrong. So you do have a lot of access and everything to the engine here, as you can see. So you don't have a full out fairing like you would on the RSV4. Yeah, man, not bad. So this is a really good option if you don't want a full faired sport bike and everything. Like I said, it still gives you ton of power, ton of torque. You just have a lot of wind. But man, this thing is a beast, and it sounds so freaking good. All right, let's get out of here. Another start up here. Love the dash. Looks really good. So also your buttons here on the side when you start it, so you can push that in and out for your kill switch, and then you just have a push button start. Oh my goodness. Also, one more thing I wanted to mention that I forgot about is this bike does come with cruise control. So I don't recall the RSV4 having cruise control, but this bike does. All right, guys, if you're looking to pick this specific bike up, you can head on over to Fort Campbell Auto Sales here in Clarksville if you're in the area. And hopefully this kind of swayed your decision if you're looking to pick one of these bikes up. And as always, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you want to see some more first ride videos on a lot of different bikes. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.